No, you don't need to be fucked with a chainsaw.
I
God
said,
damn it.
fuck me with a chainsaw.
Oh, dude, it wasn't that hard.
I said, fuck me, fuck me, fuck
Hey, I like those
me.
Geico commercials where, the whole theme is when you're in a horror film, you make all the bad choices. Let's go to the garage with all the and hide behind the chainsaws.
I have no good choices though. I have a series of bad choices. My life is a series of bad choices.
Well, dude, who would have thought to check the PCI slot? I mean, like, honestly, you're a tech support guy. Come on, think outside of the box.
Well,
I mean, really.
I got it.
Or inside the box.
Or inside the box.
Well,
for
yeah,
that
the
matter.
PCI slot is inside the box or the tower, which, being that they don't make towers as wide as they used to, I now have a tower with a door that is forever leaning up against the wall because the heat sink is hanging out the side.
Oh God.
Yeah, because no one makes a tower wide enough to hold the heat sink that my processor requires. And by no one, I mean lots of people do, but they put lots of blinking lights on them and then claim that it's worth 10 times what it's really worth.
Oh, dude, you can find the old towers still on eBay. They still, like, fucking junk them still. Like, they fucking rip out the innards and sell the old towers for, like, $30.
Yeah, but they're not, I'd be all for that if I could go someplace, look at it, eye it up, and bring it home. Because, a lot of those things were, like you're looking at like old Packard Bell or old Compaq cases that were designed to work with the manufacturer's hardware. They're not always universal, and shipping cost as much as the damn box. And then you're stuck with a big ass piece of metal that the garbage man don't want to take. That you
That's
pay to.
true.
Well, I mean, it's. Yes, I have looked at that option. I want to go with that option.
Don't you have a river near you?
There's a ditch at the end of the road
Hey, or better, take it up to Oak Island. Hey, there's a treasure in there down there.
There's a treasure in there. It's an old computer case. Oh.
Well, I think bits and pieces of our first garbage can are in the ditch at the end of the road, courtesy of the snowplow. Thank you, snowplow. Conk, what was that? I don't know. Come to thaw, we found a bit of plastic here, a bit of plastic there.
If you want that thing to work, I'd really consider checking out that PCI slot to see if it's working okay in the long run.
Well, here's the thing. The PCI, actually, I lied when I said there was only one PCI slot on this motherboard. There are two PCI slots on this, and I know from experience that there's one that certain vintage devices are kind of happy in, and there's one that if you use it with a sound card, it adds the extra pops and clicks. And they don't charge extra for that. But some people like a little, some people like sprinkles on their ice cream, and some people would rather go plain. I'd rather go without the extra pops and clicks on my sound. And it took.
Well,
yeah. So I already know that I only have one PCI slot option that plays nice with this M audio card. See, this goes back to there are two complications with using an M audio card on this motherboard. One is that this motherboard kind of threw on a PCI slot as an afterthought that's emulating old technology. Two is that I am using an operating system that wasn't even conceived of when the last driver update was done. Now, the thing is this is not the same one that was blue screening the show. Notice in the past few months we have not had a blue screen during a show.
Yeah.
And that's because I'm using a smaller, I'm using a M Audio Delta 44, whereas before I was using the M Audio Delta 1010 LT. Now, the problem with the 44 is that it only has 4 inputs and 4 outputs, which is why I've not attempted to do Team Talk again, because I'm doing a stereo in and out for computer sounds and the stereo mix to stream, and then I'm using the other pair of in and outs with Skype. So I don't have another. The 1010 LT had more ins and outs, but using only the 4 in 4 out model, I think, has simplified our setup and has made for a more stable setup. So I think, up until today, I thought like, oh my God, the M Audio Delta 44 is stable enough that I'm just going to return the Focusrite that everyone saw me screaming and yelling about all weekend, take my $300 back, and never look back at Focusrite ever again, and I'll just keep using the 44 until I blue screen again. Well, today, just as I'm getting ready to bring up Skype so we can, have a little 15-minute chat before the show and, actually have some, preparedness, I get no sound. And I'm like, well, that's odd. And so I rebooted. And then the M Audio console said, well, there's no device connected for us to, control. And I'm like, bullshit, right there. I'm looking at it. I can see it right in the side of the tower there that I can't get the lid back on. Look again. Reboot again. No, don't see it. So a lot of times uninstall, reinstall the driver, comes back up. No go. In the device manager, it had a yellow exclamation point, and it said, well, there's not enough resources freed up for this. And I'm like, motherfucker. And I don't know what triggered that. I do not know. All I know is that the only way I was able to make it happy was to uninstall it remove it from the device manager, uninstall the driver, uninstall the software that installs the driver, remove the card from the PCI slot physically, which means I had to get on my back underneath my desk, and boot up the computer so it could see, hey, this PCI slot is empty. Shut the computer down, put the card back in, boot it up, install the driver, reboot, and lo and behold, after I jump through all those hoops and decide, okay, now I will grace you with my presence until the next time I feel cranky. And I can't figure out what triggered this. I made no system changes. No updates came in over this weekend. You falling asleep there, Brian?
No, I'm not sleeping. I was listening.
You do some of your best listening in your sleep, don't you?
No. I'm good here.
Okay. All right. Well, I do have to
trying not to interrupt you like I just did.
That's fine. That's why we are late this week, because for some reason the M Audio that was working for months decided randomly to throw a hissy fit. And when does it do it? Right when I'm getting ready to bring things up. Why is it that
So are we live now?
We are live now.
Woohoo! Hi, everybody.
Why is it most of my audio problems occur 5 minutes before showtime?
Because that's how it is.
So this friend of mine that is with a state agency was being audited by the state. He teaches a class, and so the auditors decided they are going to sit in the class and watch it. And guess what happens? His video doesn't work. And he's not a tech guy, so he's just plain screwed. But he kind of rolled along with it and did his class. And they didn't ding him for it. Not that they didn't mention it, but they didn't actually ding him for it.
Well, I mean, the thing is that sometimes you gotta. It's good to have backup plans and backup upon backup plans, and if you can roll with something and do a adequate version of it,
and look, you're part of the club. Didn't Bill Gates start a presentation on, was it Windows 98, and it crashed on him?
He just kept talking, but that's gone down in history as an epic fail. So it certainly didn't boost any confidence in the future of Windows 98. If anything, that let people know what they were in for the next 2 years.
Right. Hey, look at a new feature, a blue screen of death.
Anyways, chats are up now. We are monitoring chat. And Yeah. You know what? I'm not even going to bother opening up the show. I'm going to pretend just like the show was going for a half hour already.
We're rolling.
We're rolling. We're rolling. We're just rolling. We are. So yes, I have you know what? Sometimes I come up with my best thoughts when I am blitzed out of my mind. And last night was Sunday, and I had a few beers with dinner because we had hot wings and the Star Trek Enterprise. And the best part about having the wings and the beer and the Enterprise, after a weekend of fighting this Focusrite, I gave it the good fight. I spent all weekend researching forwards and backwards, inside and out, what this Focusrite box could do and couldn't do, and I threw everything I could at it. I basically decided this is the weekend that I'm going to make this Focusrite box my bitch and beat it into submission. And this is a broken man you're seeing right now here. That Focusrite, it pulled a Lulu, took a knife out, chopped my balls off, and threw it in a jar. And it's up on
Hey, Lulu, did you do that?
No, I did not do that.
Give her the opportunity, though. She would. She would.
So I noticed you mentioned Star Trek in there.
Yes. So
that's very interesting.
At the end of all this, I had one thing to say, and that thing was,
I am not a merry man.
No, I am definitely not merry, not at all. But your Star Trek crossover here now.
So I was, a few years ago, I was in that AT&T band.
Yeah.
There was this, nice guy but nerdy guy in the band.
Yeah.
He posted a picture of him, his wife, and William Shatner on Facebook. He just met the dude.
Oh, that is cool.
It's like, holy shit.
That is cool. That is very cool.
Dang. And he even apparently Shatner doesn't like people shaking hands, but he shook this guy's hand anyway.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
Shatner's a cool dude. He's all right.
He's very active on Twitter.
I don't know why someone is trying to link me to a Donald Trump Twitch channel. I don't know if that's an official Donald Trump Twitch channel or a fake Donald Trump Twitch channel. Either way, not interested. I saw a great video clip of some dude turning and continuing to turn right past Donald Trump and not shake his outstretched hand, which is probably a smart move because Donald Trump is one of those guys that has the I'm going to try to rip the arm out of your socket handshake type of guy. Yeah. Now, however, if I were in the situation, I'd pause and spit in his face, and it would be totally worth the ass kicking that Secret Service then piled on me. But no, I would at least spit in that guy's face given the opportunity, and I'd be very proud of that. But yeah. Star Trek and wings and beer and I am not a merry man.
I am not a merry man.
Because I gave it my all. I gave that Focusrite my all.
Yeah, because you know why you're not a merry man?
Why?
Because you're a Johnny man.
I'm a Johnny man. Now here's the...
You're a Johnny man. Oh, I am so sorry.
So...
yeah.
So the Focusrite I bought has 4 1/4-inch inputs on the back. And I was like, okay... If anything, I could at least use this box to record in quad stuff. And if I could use the box to record in quad stuff, but it doesn't do everything I need it to do for streaming, I can live with that because at least I got something for my $300. At least I got a decent piece of hardware to do quad recordings with. And I wired it up to my, standard line level vintage quad stereo equipment. Line level hasn't changed. Line level is line level. And, but what I found was that this box, unlike the M Audio, has no level adjustments for the extra inputs on the back. It is whatever you put in there. So you have to adjust your levels with whatever you're hooking up into the inputs. But when you're trying to record in like a record or a tape and you're using just line outputs of a component, you don't have level adjustments on that. So it's just I'm dealing with two pieces of equipment that have stationary, non-adjustable levels, and they are so mismatched that it was recording in at negative 25 dB on my SoundForge session, and that will not do. That plain and simple is not adequate. That don't cut it. So it can't even do that. It can't even do that. So I basically, at the end of the day, found that there was not a single thing that this Focusrite Scarlett box could do for me. And, you know, I was going to try to, you know, talk to their tech support this week and see. But the thing is that every time I talked to their tech support, they gave me incorrect guesses, factually incorrect data. And I ended up finding solutions to some of the problems myself without their help. So they've been absolutely useless. So last night, I just, you know, after beer number 6, I decided, why am I still doing this? Why am I going to put myself through another week of talking to these idiots that don't have a fucking clue, that design this box absolutely horrible and for of no use to any of my applications? So I called Amazon instead, and I said, I want to return this because since I've had it for 2 months, the window of just click a button to return things is closed, so you got to talk to a person to override that. And so they said, well, since you've had it for 2 months, we have to charge you a restocking fee, so we're only going to give you back $250. And I said, bullshit, this thing never worked right, and I've been getting to run around from Focusrite support for weeks, and they never called me back. I want a full refund. And they put me on hold. Amazon's hold music, when you get through to them and they put you on hold, is deceptively awful. And I really wish I could record it for you. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You ever get the hold music that it starts out really cool and you're really getting into it, and just as you get into it, it jumps back to the beginning of the loop?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like, boom. It's got this like kind of synth bass thing. Bum, 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 ba-da bum, 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 ba-da bum, 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 bum. And the drum beat comes in. Boom, 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 ba-da bum, and another little keyboard part comes in. And then in the middle of a line, not even gracefully at the end of the line, it just cuts right back to bum, 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 bum. And it's so annoying because you're just getting into it and it's like, oh, it's going to be an incomplete loop for however long I'm stuck on hold here.
But thank God that the karaoke guy doesn't come on.
Well, that would at least give you something to laugh at.
Right. Right. That's true.
So he basically came back. He said, here's the deal. You do the return, and you get the $250 back, and you put the label on the box, and when it scans, you get the $250 back, and once we receive the item back, I will then do a second refund for the rest of the amount. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. That's great. Can I get that in writing? And he sent me an email with that in writing, that he would do that. So we'll see if he follows through, but our national nightmare is over. The Focusrite is in a box. Yes, Lulu?
Look at this.
What am I?
If it will paste.
What am I looking at?
There we go.
Okay. All right. I'm looking.
There. In the chat.
Okay. That is a PCI Express card with many 1/8-inch connections and an optical connection. That's a surround sound card.
Oh.
Which is cool because maybe you can manipulate the other outputs to separate stereo pairs. It very well might do it. And that would be cool, and that would be relatively inexpensive. However, I am looking for something with breakout box that at least has 1/4-inch outputs. So that's not quite what I'd be looking for, but that is a cool option. I'd be curious if that works. The optical's cool on there, though. Anyways, no, I up until 5 minutes before the show started, this M audio has been working pretty good, and I'm thinking that maybe I can use the onboard sound card for Skype, because the onboard sound card is not going to have the best sound, but Skype don't have the best sound. So if I could do that and then use the 44 for Team Talk and stereo sound, and if I don't run into more problems, I might be good there. So I'm holding off on buying anything else for now.
Well, then just make sure you check your PCI slots. If that thing decides to spaz out again.
The thing is I get home from work at 7 now. I eat a little dinner. I come upstairs. I don't have a whole lot of time for something to go wrong.
Yeah, but don't go ape shit, dude. Don't go ape shit.
No,
Don't start spazzing out.
Look, I should not have to unseat and reseat a PCI card every few months. It was not unseated. I don't know why that made a difference. I don't know what triggered this. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous that
maybe because your computer is old.
The motherboard is only 4 years old.
Fuck if I know, dude.
Is it in a dirty environment?
Yeah, that's true too. It might be dirty.
No, it's perfectly clean.
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, the easiest way to look at that is look at the fan.
Fan's running
if it's
smoothly.
All dusty and grimy.
No, I cleaned that up when I transplanted it. I moved this all over into another case a few months ago, and I gave everything a good blow over with the can of air. So it's relatively clean right now. These are all good things to consider. 5-Hit Dune writes in, boom, he is here, boom, he is here. Yes, no thanks to M Audio. No thanks to any manufacturer. I just want something to work. I buy something new, it doesn't work. I had something old that had been stable for years, that doesn't work. I can't do... I've tried everything. I have tried everything, and nothing works. I like doing this show. I like hanging out with you guys. I want to keep doing something with you guys here. I don't want to keep fighting my computer. I am not having fun with this hobby anymore because the stupid technology keeps getting in the way. I want a way to do this without having to fight a computer every fucking week. I am not having fun with this hobby anymore.
I don't get it. You know, I can keep a computer for like 6, 7 years, have no fucking problems with it. You have a computer for 4 years and it's janky as shit.
It's not janky. It's the sound cards that are janky.
Well, dude, I don't know how to help you. I mean,
considering that I am run for a while, I had 5 hard drives running in my tower. I've now paired it back to, plus I had I had 5 hard drives in the tower and 3 USB external drives hooked up as well. So I had 8 hard drives going. That's all writing and running data. You know, not to mention the eSATA dock. So that might add another. And I've pared that back a bit. I got it. I got it. Go ahead.
Dune says Johnny needs a puppy. I'll fax him one. You need a puppy, dude.
Hello, Heat FM mod. Hey, I got cats.
You need a puppy.
Oh, I got cats. I don't think the cats and the puppy would get along.
I think so.
We would have a puppy with claw marks all over its face. Is what we would have about 5 seconds into having a puppy.
They would get together so well. And where the fuck is Venison? Venison is missing.
I don't know. Where is Venison?
Where is
I
that?
don't know.
Where is that Nimrod?
Of course, Skype doesn't give me an option to add a caller to the call. Oh, wait. No, that's create new group. I don't want to create a new group. I want to add him to the existing group. So he's got to call us so I could hit the merge button.
It doesn't give you that option. There should be like a little person with a plus next to it.
But that's, yes, and that says create new group, which would put this call on hold to create a whole new call for us. So I could do that. I just got to find, and I don't know if it would be smart enough to just automatically transfer the call over, or if it'll put you all on hold and start ringing, or if it'll blue screen one of our machines. But here goes nothing. Of course it put them on hold. Why on earth would a piece of software be able to say, hey, you're trying to call the people you're already on the phone with, why don't we just fast forward to that end result?
Damn it.
Okay, why didn't you call?
Ugh.
Now I lost
All right.
the other two.
Wait, what?
Well, it's your fault. Oh, here we go.
Hold
All
on.
right, Lulu's back. Brian's back. Okay. Did anyone blue screen during that?
No.
It's a fucking miracle.
Doing what?
Unreal.
Well, I was on a call with them, and it wouldn't let me add you to the call, so I had to create a new call while I was already on the call.
Uh-huh.
To quote Worf,
I am not a merry man.
Yeah, okay.
Hello?
Yeah,
okay,
you're
You
good.
went silent on me for a minute.
Good tea. Nice house.
What are you doing?
we're doing a show.
You are?
Yeah, we do this every Monday?
A
Oh,
little while ago you said, no show because my sound equipment fucked up.
Well-
Wow, you don't know how to read chats.
That's,
I
you gotta
didn't
hang
have
with it,
chat
dude.
up.
Venison, that's how this works. Everything
Or doesn't.
Well, no, everything blows up 5 minutes before a show. I reboot. It's still blowed up. I uninstall, reinstall. It's still blowed up. I uninstall again. I reinstall. It's still blowed up. I scream to the internet. The show is canceled. All of a sudden, the hardware starts working. It was that tweet that fixed it.
Or is it because I threatened to talk about Oak Island, the Oak Island curse?
Or is it because my ass told you to check the PCI slots?
I'm sorry.
That's probably it.
I'm sorry. The call dropped out there for a moment. But anyways, the point is that if I yell at the internet that the show is canceled, my equipment starts working again. So
Or is it
Right.
because I told
Great.
your ass to check the PCI slots?
I checked the PCI slot.
No, I told your ass to check the PCI slots, damn it!
At that point, I had turned off the computer and was under the desk.
Fuck off!
Okay, you told me to check the PCI slots.
Thank you!
That's right. I remember when I was socially awkward. I mean,
You mean you're not?
I remember when I was younger and socially awkward, as opposed to being
Oh, okay.
older and socially awkward.
Younger and socially-
My parents made me read a book on, how to make friends. And there was this chapter about how this guy went to a dinner party and he's sitting around the table there and someone states something that's factually incorrect. And he goes, well, actually, it's this. And the person said, well, no, you're wrong. I'm right. And so this guy turns to the person sitting next to him to, get him to back him up going, well, no, actually, I'm right. Isn't that right? And she nudges him and says, oh, of course you're wrong. I'm sorry. And afterwards, he's like, look it. What does it matter? You're not going to make any friends by, proving people wrong. Just let them be wrong, and they'll be your friend. Now, I may have paraphrased that a little bit. But
Unless you're
No,
Sheldon
that's
Cooper.
not how it happens. I refuse.
that's the gist of what I read. So my parents taught me that I should lie to people so they will like me. That is what my parents taught me.
Oh, your parents are so wrong.
That and always, always take your pill whenever you get angry at us.
But you didn't take that advice.
I didn't have much of a choice in the matter. Well, I was on pills. I was on
You were on pills.
Well, I was on a generic version of. I was on the generic version of Ritalin. Yeah.
Have you tried dropping acid on Ritalin?
No. Well, Ritalin made me feel kind of dead inside. So. So I kind of stopped taking that as soon as I could. And speaking of feeling dead inside, we do have Dune on the line. You know my transitions never mean anything.
Hey.
There it is.
There it is.
I had that going through there. Please tell me I didn't miss the Oak Island talk. Please.
I've been trying to sneak that in there.
I'm sorry, Dune. I think the call's breaking up. I couldn't hear that.
Please tell me I didn't miss it.
I don't
We were supposed
know.
to talk about that on Sunday show. Now I remember. I completely forgot about Oak Island.
I hate you
How can I
guys.
forget about Oak Island?
Season 7 starts tomorrow.
Once
They've never found anything important.
once upon a time,
They did.
once upon a time, people dug a really, really deep hole in a island that is surrounded by water, with water everywhere, and it filled up with water. People think that this means something. It doesn't. The end.
Okay. First of all, there are flood tunnels, and they found them in this show. Okay. So, yeah, when they dug the hole, it filled with salt water.
Because it's
that
surrounded
came
by
through
salt
the
water.
flood tunnels. What?
That's how water works.
But wait a second. Right near the money pit is a well.
There's
of
no money
fresh-
pit. That implies
of
there's
fresh-
actually money.
That's
I am
just what
telling
it's called.
there is no
That's
money
just
in
what
that
it's
pit.
called.
There's no money in that pit.
They spend a lot of money to research it.
They're throwing
That's
it
why It's
away.
a money pit.
Okay.
The
You
only
know what it is? There's a water table. And you know
That's
what
right.
a water table does.
But the water table is fresh water.
I remember one time I was playing in the water table in nursery school, and water started smelling funny and turned yellow, and that's when I realized someone was throwing up, and I had to wash my hands.
Hey, Johnny, how far was your apartment in Oakland from the sound studio where they faked the moon landing? Just curious if you know that.
Let's see.
Oh, you mean Lafayette Field?
Let me Google that for you. How far was my apartment from where they filmed the moon landing? Approximately 238,900 miles.
There you go.
You caught her
There
in
you
between
go.
drinks. You can't do that.
This is why we need to all have webcams up in Team Talk and share all this so we
Right.
can split this out. But that's something
So,
for
okay,
2020.
so-
I
Part
don't
one
know if I
of
want to
the-
tell. I'm not going to tell Johnny. Never mind. Forget
What?
it.
What?
So part one of the Oak Island curse is it filled with salt water when they were digging it because of the flood tunnels.
Yes.
Right near it
Oh,
is
oh.
a freshwater well. So the
Correct.
water table that Lulu speaks of is fresh water.
Water
The
mixes.
flood tunnels bring in salt water.
Some
I
water
just-
comes
No,
here,
no,
some
no,
water
no,
comes
no.
there.
No.
We're actually doing this, huh?
Yeah. But
Well,
that doesn't really mean anything. You got to go back to
Dune,
the
this is
very,
your fault.
very beginning.
This is your fault,
Table
dude.
has nothing to do with fresh water.
No,
on
we
it's
that
a
don't-
freshwater
fucking-
well.
Look, here's the thing.
people were
There has
drinking out
been
of it.
so many botched studies done and so many lies told to raise funds. I mean, things that were supposedly found in this hole were stories told by people that were trying to raise money. Artifacts that were
Yeah,
supposedly
but
found have
did
been found
you
to be
give any
faked.
money to him? Did you give any money to him?
Fuck no.
He
Then who
spends it all on-
cares?
He spends it all on
Okay, so
porn.
The curse of Oak Island
so
is
listen.
people throw away
listen to
money
the
and get
beginning.
nothing for it. That's the curse of Oak Island. That's it's
So
a
go to the
built-in
very
curse.
beginning of the story. You have 3 boys in 1795 that are there probably with their parents during the summer.
If you buy
They're
this story.
just goofing around,
Sure.
and they come across this ditch.
Can you feel me rolling my eyes?
And these kids are thinking, holy shit, we just found buried
Dude,
treasure.
I read the National Geographic World article when I was a kid. It promised
But that's
that
the whole thing. That's
the end of
where
the
it
article
comes from.
promised that something was
So-
going to be found in the following years. All that story brought me was disappointment followed by more disappointment. I watched a few episodes of the show thinking, maybe, because then I got into college. I'm like, I'm on the internet. Hey, how'd that, Oak Island thing ever turn out? And I did a search and I found out, nope, still a fucking hole with water. So more disappointment. Then I watched an episode of this TV show and I watch a bunch of grown-ass men looking around in water tunnels that people have been searching in for decades and still finding water. Wow. What a great use of a half hour of my time. And they always promise that there's going to be something huge at the end of the episode, and there never is.
So
there
what is
never
your favorite
is.
show
It's like
on the
Hell's
History
Kitchen.
Channel?
Every Hell's Kitchen promo makes you think next week is the
Okay.
week that he flips out and kills them all. And every week, no, they all survive.
So what is your favorite show on the History Channel? Is it The Curse of Oak Island? Is it Ancient Fucking Aliens?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I cannot stand...
When I fuck aliens,
cannot
I fuck
stand that
ancient
show.
aliens.
It makes me want to vomit.
No,
Okay?
I like
and the thing is, the narrator of Oak Island and Ancient Aliens is the same dude, because he talks
No.
and then he pauses and then he talks again and then he pauses.
the only thing.
But you know what? At least Ancient Aliens is entertaining because some of the shit that they talk about is fucking whacked out, and Soda was on shrooms and acid at the same fucking time.
Only thing
There
worth
you
watching
go.
on
and
the
the one guy looks like Mo.
only thing worth watching on the
Yes.
History Channel is Pawn Stars. That's it.
Or
That's fucking
Or-
disgusting.
Yeah. What Pawn Stars?
how about
It's
this? A show about Adolf Hitler.
Too many of those.
Yeah,
which,
exactly.
Which
Well,
one? Which
yeah.
one?
Which one?
There are many. Yeah, exactly. World War II.
You know what's great?
Oh, and today, because it's Veterans Day, they were doing all kinds of interesting things of what they developed, for the
Veterans
military.
Day is next week.
You know what's great is Dana Carvey does this great impersonation of like Adolf Hitler and John Kennedy and Barack Obama trapped in a bomb shelter together, and like John Kennedy's trying to teach Adolf Hitler how to speak English, and he's doing all three voices back and forth. It's hilarious. It is absolutely how to speak English. And,
Is that on YouTube?
he's doing It's all
somewhere.
three voices back and
Oh,
forth. It's
whoops,
hilarious.
Sorry.
I'm trying to get the replay on that.
I'm not even gonna bring you down.
Damn, man, we confused even me.
You know, see, here how good this sounds right here, Johnny. When you laugh.
Damn, man, we
Speak.
confused even me.
You know, see here how good.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that sounds.
God, Lulu, should I do this, Lulu? No, I'm not gonna tell him.
What? No, tell
Do
me.
it.
Tell me.
Do it.
Tell me. Tell me.
Your Skype microphone's coming through your webcam.
Oh, fucking.
Oh, gee, I should be yelling at you about that. Oh, wear headphones. Oh, you're echoing. Oh.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
You know what? You can't. You can't even hear the sound effects I'm going to play for you. Then.
I can't. I can do it for you.
Yep.
Here. I can do it for you. There you go.
So.
Anyway, so Oak Island.
So uninstalling and reinstalling the sound card drivers changed the microphone setting without changing the output setting, because the output's still going to the right place.
It's a feature. It's a feature.
Okay, how's that?
That's perfect.
Oh, it didn't break.
not
The
too
good
late,
thing is-
Lulu. It's not too
Johnny-
late.
The important thing, the stream sounded good. That's the important thing. Cup,
I
cup,
was
cup,
wondering why it sounded like shit. I
The
just
cup
didn't
was
say
half full.
anything.
cup was half full.
Oh,
It sounds perfect.
And you know
Oh,
what?
I'm not listening to the
You
stream.
know
It's all on Skype.
what's also another good history TV show? Project Blue Book. Have you guys seen Project Blue Book?
Oh, it's awesome.
That was so fucking cool.
I am not a merry man.
By the way, I played this about 5 times over the course of this
I
conversation,
am not a merry
so
man.
I'm just kind of catching
I
up
am not a merry man.
since you missed it in the past. Just fill those in the past of the conversation. And
Yeah.
Insert Merry Man here.
yeah, that's the name of the show now.
So
No,
is
the-
that
the-
like War from Star Trek?
Yeah.
That was the whole
Yeah,
point
but it's-
behind bringing up Start. Yeah, it was lost on you all because of the stupid webcam. I wonder if I could just rip.
That's okay.
Is there a way
That's
I could
okay.
just rip the microphone out of the webcam so the webcam doesn't
Well, you
even
could.
show up as a sound
Then it
device?
would just be quiet. Yeah.
No, I want it to just not
You're not
show
the
up as a
only-
sound device. Just like
You know,
no, it's not.
That's happened to so many people. I can't. How many people I've talked to? Hey, how's it sound? I go, well, it sounds great if you weren't talking through your webcam mic. And they go, no, it's not. And I go, yeah, it is. I tell you what, the webcam mics have come a long ways. They
Yeah.
really have. They really have. You can actually hear them now.
Oh no!
Which is a
Oh,
good thing.
I think we've had another kitty pee pants situation here.
Oh.
Shantico has taken to peeing in Kristen's bed lately, and
Oh.
Kristen's bed?
and
That's
and,
not
Kristen's
nice.
bed?
and the
You guys don't share a bed?
well, it's we have a master bed in the master bedroom, and she's got a twin bed in her office as well, and
Hours,
this allows
sleeping hours.
this allows flexibility. So like we'll snuggle, we'll watch TV, and then she'll go back to her bed because I might roll over and touch her while she's sleeping, and that's
And she'll beat the crap out.
Ah! There's some fucking taekwondo on your ass.
it's but anyways but Shantico.
Touching me? No
Shan-
touching?
We got the new duvet and the new duvet cover, and what we found out is that when Shantico pees on the duvet, it doesn't soak through the duvet, so it's only one blanket that has to be washed. So Shantico said, well, now I know what I have to do. So now Shantico is taken to crawling under the duvet and peeing.
Oh no.
And
Okay, that's where you just left the
That's terrible.
yeah, and I don't know what she's trying to tell us, because it's not like she stopped using the litter boxes. So I don't think it's a medical issue. I think it's a, well, she still feels threatened by Hestia, I think, even though Hestia is a retreater, and she pounces Hestia every chance she gets. But they don't get violent towards each other. But Hestia has, I don't know. I think she's just, trying to assert that she owns this house, and she's not happy that she's got to share it with a second cat. And I don't know how we stop this.
Yeah.
Other than
We went through that with a dog. It sucks.
So, I mean, the only thing we could really do, and I suggest that we need to, close that door and keep her from that bed for like at least
Yep.
a week or so, and just kind of
Yep.
establish. But the thing is, Hestia likes going into that room and sleeping on that bed, and that's
So that's probably an issue.
Um,
But you also need to rub her fucking nose in it and like
Cats
slap her
don't-
ass.
Cats don't really respond to that.
Yeah, they do.
That's now mind you, I am not a cat whisperer, but my understanding is that those tactics don't work with cats.
They do. When I do it to my cats, they learn to not fucking pee on shit because I'll beat the shit out of them.
All right, let's.
It might be considered animal abuse, but you're not gonna fucking piss on my shit. You will be shown the litter box, and then you'll be praised.
You know,
As
just
good
just
kitty.
just to be honest, me hearing her say that makes me not want to piss on a bed right now.
Well, we do have a Wikipedia article. The 10 steps to stop your cat peeing on the bed. Step 1 is a nice vet bill to verify there's no medical issues. I'm pretty sure there's not, though. I mean, she's still peeing in the litter box. Allow your vet to examine your cat. Discuss other reasons inappropriate urination if your cat's healthy. Too few litter boxes. No, we got plenty of litter boxes. Open location. No, they got plenty of private options. A stressful change to your cat's normal routine. New cat in the home. Well, the Hestia has been here for a year now, so it's not a change. Encouraging litter box use. Well, we keep the litter box clean. Use a different type of litter. Well, it hadn't been a problem until recently. Place the litter box in the
But the
bedroom.
cat does use it, right?
Move the litter box closer to where your cat is peeing. May stop the pee problem.
Yeah, you can put a litter box in the room, but it's a dominance thing. So Kristen needs to show dominance in that room.
Block access to the bed. Spray the bed with an odor neutralizer.
Those things don't work.
Okay, all right. Spray a cat pheromone on the bed.
Those don't work.
That might be worse.
Really?
Extra cats might just show up.
Well, anyways, I'm gonna see because there's more distress sounds coming from there. I'm gonna pop my head in there and
you need to rub her nose in it and slap
go
her
ahead.
ass.
Go ahead. We're gonna talk about Oak Island while you're gone.
Yeah.
We'll fill you in when you get back. So anyway, Venison, the important thing that we could know, we can settle this whole Oak Island thing right now. What would Skylar? What does Skylar think about it? Can we find out? Can we get him on? Can we find out? Because that
No.
would tell us.
No.
That would tell us. That would tell us completely.
Who, Skylar?
Yes. I just want to know what he thinks about Oak Island.
No.
Because he hasn't tweeted about it. That's what I'm saying. Typically he tweets about things now and then, and he hasn't tweeted about that. So
Man, I haven't heard from Skylar. in
I did.
ages.
I did laugh. I did laugh when Johnny was last week because he was talking about how he said if you're on an island and you dig down, you hit water. And I was thinking, so Johnny thinks that these islands are just like floating around the Pacific, I guess, is what's going on.
Right.
Is he a flat earther as
So
well?
that made me laugh. That made me laugh. But no, I believe me, I'm the same as you. I've watched that show I haven't really religiously watched it, but I've watched a lot of it, and I've seen enough of it to like it is kind of a letdown thing. They get you all like, oh, we found a coin, and no, it's nothing. But it's fun to watch. I like watching stuff.
It's
like that.
Yeah,
the
and
1987
well,
penny.
to me,
Pick it
the
up.
regular episodes are horrible because you spend a lot of time to go get, oh, what's going to happen? We're going to get this. And then they go to a commercial. After the commercial, they kind of rewind a bit, tell the fucking story again. And wait a minute, it's just a goddamn coin?
Yeah, I hate that.
But
I do like that they planted like 1 million sticks of dynamite and blew them all up at the same time. That was
yeah,
friggin'
that
awesome.
was cool. That was cool.
That I liked.
But the summary shows that they throw together before the new season start, which is what has been going on the last couple of weeks, those are decent because they get rid of that boring, slow repetition because I want to summarize, we found this, we found this, we found this, we found this, we found this. Of course, they will throw that commercial in between that, puts you to sleep. But, that's...
Yes.
That's
true.
television. We've been used to that for all our lives.
Yes. Meanwhile,
The best part of being in Singapore was you'd put on like a 30-minute show. The commercials would be very short, and the show would be done 10 minutes early, so then they could start the next show in a summary format.
and the best part is when they did interrupt for advertisement, it was to encourage you to have sex.
No.
Whoops.
Brian, you brought that. Like, it was like there was that like night that was trying to encourage people to make babies to help with contribute to the population.
Oh, that's right. There's that thing.
Yeah.
That was funny.
That was hilarious. I loved that. That was
Right.
Yeah, they had a whole song and everything to get it on and start making that next generation.
Right.
Because we need people.
They bring Barry White out of retirement.
Speaking of babies, have you caught the latest Captain Obvious commercial?
Captain Obvious commercial.
Can you screen share or not? You probably can't.
Was that what the one with the condom?
Sometimes I can,
Yes.
sometimes I can't.
Just do a search for Captain Obvious condoms. I was really shocked. I think times have really changed. They really have.
Oh yeah.
I didn't really get that. I don't know why.
Gonna bring it
Maybe it's a hidden message. I don't know.
All right, maybe I need to add YouTube to the end of my search to specify actually. The Adventures of Captain Condom.
No. There's Captain Obvious and condom. It's condoms. It should come up. Let me try it.
All right, I think I got it here.
Off.
Okay, I don't know if this is
Just
it
get
or
one
not.
of me looking off.
That's it.
Look.
All right, let's see if it actually lets me share the screen, or if it's still gonna throw a hissy fit over that. All right, so we want to do a what do we want to do? We want to do a window capture. There we go. No, I want to do a screen capture. Where's my? Well, let's see what this does. That does nothing. Okay, that's great. Let's just delete that then. What is that? Oh, that's that. We don't want that.
We don't want that.
We don't want that. What's that? That is, wow. That is nothing. That is really nothing. Oh, that's something. There it is. Okay. All right. Why is that? Oh, because that's capturing. Oh, there we go. There we go. We got it. We got this. I knew it would work.
Woo-hoo.
Sure you did.
Yes.
Look, just on another vacation. Wow, so happy for you. Smiley face emoji.
Funny how the words you type don't reveal the jealousy you actually feel.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
How is she there and we're here?
Condoms.
Oh yeah.
Don't hate like their trip. Book yours with Hotels.com and get rewarded basically
I'm just
everywhere.
saying, I mean,
Hotels.com. Be there.
I thought a guy told me about this, and I really thought that it was kind of like those funny Bud Light commercials that they never really put on the air. You know, the real man of whatever.
Right.
And that was actually on there. I was like, wow.
Wow. That
Yeah.
is great. It's so true.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's just one of those things where you don't know whether to laugh or go like
or cry.
or no, just go.
And then you realize, holy crap, that is Captain Obvious, because what he said was obvious.
Yep.
Exactly what he does.
Just like that.
Oh, well, I think I got it now.
And speaking of Captain Obvious, we got Giggling Venison from somewhere in Ohio.
Yeah, I'm still giggling over the fact that, you going to sleep and your wife's like, don't touch me.
I don't think it's that way.
Well, she doesn't like things touching her when she's sleeping. That's all. And so we found the best way to
The
deal
hotness
with it.
quotient.
Yeah, there's a hotness quotient.
Yes. No, I know all
There's a
about it.
hotness.
Yeah. Hotness, not as in.
Why do I feel like I should be ordering a Whopper meal right about now?
There it is. All this time. Direct. There it is. Okay.
It's not a Reggie. One of the two. I don't know.
Here we go. Check. Not to be confused with. That's
I
right.
wish I had my old computer back.
Which one? The one that went. I can't make the 98 sound. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the one that went boom.
Boom. I
So,
don't know.
Johnny,
I'm
Isn't
at-
that all of them?
Speaking of computers, did you guys see the tweet of my new case I'm going to be getting in 6 to 10 months?
6 to 10 months.
I don't know. It's on one of those Indiegogo things. So I've paid money and may or may not ever see it. Sort of like Oak Island. They may dig deep enough and find me a computer case.
Did
Or
you
they
buy
may
it on
not.
Wish?
No, Indiegogo. It's sort of like it's crowdfunding thing. What's it called? There's another site that's big on that.
Now, is that one where they could, if they so chose to, take the money and run? If they,
Yes.
So
You have up until a certain date to back out, and after that, then you have to go after the company.
They've experienced a flood.
it's a cheese grater case.
It's a fake case. It's a copy of the Mac Pro. And I saw a prototype. It is really cool. And I figure by the time I get the case, I'll be ready to build a computer.
They literally have a video of someone with a big block of cheese. I'm telling you, this thing.
It's funny,
it's a-
Johnny.
it's-
It's supposed to be funny.
It's a cheese grater. That is pretty funny.
Yeah, it is funny.
That is.
That's what those are called. That's the tip. That's what they would call those old Mac Pros, as cheese graters, because they had the front that was old. Anyway, like I said,
So
January of next year.
So now by January, when are they expecting to ship?
January.
I see.
Sometime in January.
And
It's
at
not too far.
what point could you back out?
Up until
Yesterday.
no, I think I got about 15 more days.
Oh, okay.
I see. So you do have to basically take the leap of faith and let someone hold your money, and they may or may not send you something
Yes,
with
that would
very little
Fail.
recourse.
yes.
Well,
Fail.
But
we're all pulling
they're-
for you, Dune. We
Fail.
We'll
Why
see.
would you
know,
do that?
It's God dang it. You know what I'm talking. What's that other site that does that?
It's yeah. I know what you're talking about.
We're basically that's how people are getting. That's how entrepreneurs get money now to do stuff.
Yeah.
I've actually bought things on there before that actually turned out to be pretty cool.
And,
on most of those
and,
sites.
and for the most part, people are honest
Yeah,
people.
usually if the shit blows up, they end up sending money back.
But there's two big sites that do it, and I think one of them offers better protections and checks than the other ones do.
I think the other one offers better protections and checks.
Yeah, Indiegogo's the one that basically you got an idea, throw it up here, take money, and good luck to you.
Yes.
And
Yes.
there have been
Yes,
people that have like
you are correct. I have taken a leap of faith here.
and I mean that's fine. I mean this is something that's fairly basic, fairly simple, so you know if it's a just about any time.
Hey, Dune.
Yes.
Dune.
Mhm.
I'd imagine that you're the guy that would have a welder and some type of metal manipulator to like make grooves, as in a
Scaffold.
yeah. I think it'd be cheaper to have made your own than to actually do something similar to a Kickstarter for this.
Kickstarter. Thank you. That's
Kickstarter,
it.
that's the one that's
That's
offers
the
better
one.
protection. Because
Thank you.
and I mean this looks pretty straightforward. It looks like they got a prototype.
It's extremely well built. It looks cool, and we'll see.
See, what gets tricky,
And it's not like I'm buying a car.
It's what gets tricky is when you have things that involve, like there was that game console that was going to be sold through an Indiegogo project, and they never had a working prototype. They never actually designed anything. They never had any really serious business plan. They just took a bunch of money and made some fake products. Like they put like an emulator inside of a shell and were basically running.
They put a Raspberry Pi in it.
Yeah, they did. Well, when they were like demonstrating their prototype, it had a emulator inside of it or something like that.
Yeah.
Or then when people start calling them out on that, they sent a picture with some other circuit board put inside a case, and people like found like the video card that the circuit board goes to, and then that picture disappeared. And that's the type of shit you can get away with on Indiegogo, but this is a piece of metal shaped in a certain way. There's a lot less risk of this than investing in technology that no one has any working prototypes of.
That's true. Hey, just real quickly, this just in, I just got a notification on Twitch that one of the people that we follow, My Missing Piece, is a band that Johnny and I have featured on our show, and somebody that's named I Love Goat gifted me a subscription to them. Which I just so whoever I Love Goat is, thank you.
Thank you, I Love Goat.
There we go.
Not
if you had that happen before, Johnny, we're just out of the blue, all of a sudden you get a notification that you got a gift for a subscription to somebody.
I've had that happen.
That happens once in a while.
You know, I wonder if there's any connection between I Love Goat and the band Goat and your mom.
Oh, Gators. By the way, the title of the stream is "Tell Me More About That Tree."
Yeah, that's because I didn't have time to worry about things like stream titles. So,
okay.
If anyone has any other tree stories they'd like to share this week, please feel free to share your tree stories. Meanwhile, we really have no official topic. But
Oak Island.
Okay, no.
No more. Water table is real. It's not fresh water. It is salt water. And the reason why there's fresh water is because the salt water is filtered into a
Here, hang on. I gotta say thank you to
the damn thing is limestone, and that's what limestone does. It filters out the salt from salt water to become fresh water.
Yes, that is why there's fresh water on the island.
So some places have fresh water, some places have salt water. There happens to be a big hole of salt water. Big fucking deal.
Because of the flood tunnels.
Uh-huh.
There's no flood tunnels!
Here, hang on a second. I gotta say,
haven't you been watching the show?
I gotta say thank you to somebody here. Let's see if they.
Okay.
I got you're welcome. Oh, he's singing the Twitch song.
Yay!
Okay. You're required to sing "Creep." It's like a law.
Yeah.
Isn't it? I mean, I could be wrong.
I
thought something. I'm just swinging to the side of the boat here, Johnny. Did you hear that DLive is trying to get Velvet_7 to come over to their platform? And they've told her that she can basically wear whatever she wants. Interesting, huh?
That is great. Oh, and this just in, I got a $2 refund for the mouse adapter that never showed up that I bought off of eBay. So yay!
Because you didn't need it?
Well, it never came. It was one of these auctions that, well, it was a buy it now on eBay for an adapter for a mouse. And they sent me a tracking number, and then the tracking number never actually updated to the item actually being picked up or dropped off. And so, and so I complained, like, hey, where's the item? And they just gave me back my $2. So what's up with that? I think they're just listing mouse adapters, generating tracking numbers, and only refunding the people that ask for their $2 back. This is an ingenious scam.
Well, yeah.
Have you seen some of the ones on
You're
Facebook?
You're going to become wealthy by scamming somebody by $2?
Well, but if you list like 5,000 of these.
Yeah, on Facebook. I don't know about
5,000. Then you've got.
It's like Forge used to say. What you do is you list a ad for some kind of like kinky porn in like a magazine, and just send in like $20 to this address, and then you get all the money, and then you open up a account under the business name of the Dead Chicken Fucker Society, and you send refund checks with that printed in big bold type on the check, and saying, sorry, but due to legal reasons, we could not fulfill your order. Here's your refund. And then you wait to see how many of the checks clear. It's kind of like that.
That just got weird.
No, it's not weird at all.
You don't remember Forge telling that story?
Oh, God. No, I do. And I remember why I forgot it now. But anyway, but on Facebook, there's lots of fake ads on there constantly, and they're usually they're so ridiculously stupid. Like sometimes it'll be like a 3D printer, $72, you know, something crazy like that. It's stuff that just is so far underpriced. It's ridiculous, and people, I guess, but they allow that stuff. People just send money. They say the easy way to really check them to know that they're fake. If they don't take PayPal, it's a guarantee. Guaranteed.
Can you even list on eBay without taking PayPal anymore?
No, you're saying eBay. I'm talking about on Facebook.
Oh, Facebook.
Facebook is the ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is that they I mean, I had a problem, and the problem is that I'm a nice guy, and
Did somebody just type in cock and balls? They did.
Lulu would like you to play with your cock and balls. Play with your cock and balls for Lulu.
Oh, that was Lulu. I got it way over there on that screen. I couldn't see it. Sorry.
Dude was just checking out your cock and balls there, Lulu.
I should have known that. Well, I am here on the camera, I guess. Let me see. Nope. She can't see that far down.
Anyways, so where was I? I was about.
Hi, dude.
Hello.
I see you.
What were we just talking about? Oh yeah, selling things on Facebook. Well, I heard good things about if you want to buy vintage video games, you know, don't go to the, you know, jacked up prices at the reseller stores that are popping up now. Just go buy them on Facebook. And so I joined this group that had a really good reputation for selling and buying video games through. So I go on there, and someone lists that they got 2 Nintendo 64 games that I wanted for, like, you know, I think it was $50 for 2 games, which, you know, $25 a game, and one of them was a Mario Party game, and one of them was another cool game, and I'm like, yeah, I'll give you $50 for those. And I go, all right, PayPal me to this address. So I go to PayPal, and you got 2 options. You got the, you know, hey, we gonna take a cut of this, or are you sending it to a friend? And if you send it to a friend, you have no recourse.
You're right.
And
right.
And I'm like, this is someone that's through a friendly group on Facebook. Why don't I be a nice guy and let them get the full money? Because, you know, they're probably good for it. And next thing I find out why they're selling video games through a Facebook group, because they don't have money. So they're like, yeah, dude, I got to get to the post office like next Tuesday. I need, you know, I'm getting a ride there. My brother's giving me a ride there. Tuesday rolls around. Yeah, you got the tracking number? Oh man, the car broke down. I couldn't get to the post office. And, you know, and I'm like, okay, what happened now? Oh man, I don't have the money to ship it now, but I get paid next Wednesday. And then my brother's going to take me to post office. And this, so I eventually got to the point where I'm like, look it. Deals off, send me back the money. And that's when they start getting mad at me, like I'm, you know, trying to give them the runaround.
You're the bad guy.
Yeah, dude, I don't have the money. You're not getting it back because I don't have it. Plain and simple. Now, you can wait to get your games, or you can and then at some point, it's like, dude, this is... why are you contacting me? My boyfriend used my account to sell this. I don't have your games. And then if this girlfriend blocked me from the account. So I got them kicked out of the group. Now, I found that if you badger PayPal enough and blame them for not being clear enough on their site what you're clicking on, which is total bullshit, that they will eventually refund you. One time...
So you got your $2 back.
I got my $50 back.
$50. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
$2 was for this USB connector.
Last of the big spenders.
I have a theory, Johnny.
Yeah.
I have a theory that this dude that ripped you off, if you were to go to his uncle's house, at his uncle's house, in the garage, covered up in a bunch of tarps, you know what's there?
What's there?
The games.
Board.
Quad
Next to
mixing
the
console. Oh. Boom! That just happened.
No, that's in California.
That just happened.
Oh Oh my God, you dug deep for that one.
I had to go way deep.
That's
for that
pretty
one.
damn deep.
See, Lulu was watching me. I was reeling him in, man.
That's a deep one right there. well, here's the thing. The story didn't end there. So
cranking that fishing rod.
So
That's right.
so I got them kicked out of the group. I got my $50 back from PayPal. Then, like a week later, I'm sitting on the toilet trying to take a nice friendly shit, and my phone vibrates, interrupting my game of craps, and it's some dude I never heard of. And I pull up the chat. He goes, "Yo, dude, man, you got my brother kicked out of that group. Is there anything you can do, man?" I'm like, dude, you got my money? And it's like, I can totally get the games to the post office. We could get there next Tuesday. I'm like, dude, fuck off. You know.
I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger.
It's like, dude, man, I'm trying to help my brother, man. You know, he's trying to get on his feet, and you just totally got him kicked off this group. He can't even sell any games anymore, man. It's like, dude.
Well,
you took
needs
my money
the
and
money
gave
for
me
his
nothing.
meth.
You have no right to complain to me.
He needs the money for his meth.
I don't understand people that will take money from someone promising to exchange something, and even if they do generally run into problems, they give you an attitude like you're an asshole for being mean about it.
I watch. It's funny. There's actually, I don't know if there's one in your area, but you might take a look. There's actually one called, I live here in Wichita. The Wichita Swindlers List is what it's called. And that's all it is. It's a group that just outs people that screw people. And I'm guessing they can't be only here. I bet they have it everywhere.
I'll
if you go
look into that.
Yeah,
but
it's just very interesting to see stuff like that.
Now, the thing is, do you think that these people are running scams, or do you think they just generally don't have their shit together, intend to get to the post office, but are just so used to just not following through that it's like, oh, I'm trying, man. Really trying.
They're scams.
Yes.
They're scams.
They're both. I think it's both.
They're putting out an act.
Well, here I think I've told you this story on the show before, but
oh yes,
I know.
I like this one. Go ahead.
Everybody else probably doesn't know, but back when I was living at my other house I had before I was married, it was myself and the other John with the weenie ring. That guy.
What?
He and his girlfriend.
Weenie ring.
Weenie. He had a weenie ring.
He was very proud of his weenie ring.
No, he had
he got a Prince Albert.
Oh.
Yeah, one of those things.
Oh,
I don't know.
That's it?
And you always wanted to show dudes. I don't know what's up with that, but whole different story for a different day. Let's just move on. So anyway.
Dude, were you proud of your weenie ring?
No weenie rings here.
Do you got a picture you can send Lulu?
I don't need to see that. Thank you.
We know he sent you a picture. We just don't know if you opened it up or not.
Yeah, but this guy, his wife had some questionable friends. I'm doing the quote marks in the air.
Okay.
And there was one time there was like four of them all together. And there were two couples. They were on my back porch. And I just happened to walk out there, and I was listening to them talk amongst each other. And it's Saturday night, and man, they're wanting to get their drinks on, and nobody has any money. And all of a sudden, they start coming up with these ideas. I mean, it's like
the cooler is empty.
The cooler is empty, and they're like, "What do we do?" They go, "Listen, you know what? One girl goes, I bought this dress. I don't really like it. I'm going to take it back tomorrow. That's $20 I can get back." So there's $20 right there. They got, and the next one goes, "Hey, you know what? This dude owes me some money. I'm gonna go get that money on Monday." And they get this all. They end up with about $200 that they're gonna have on Monday, where they can go and fix this hot check they're getting ready to bounce. They've got this planned out. They've got bar graphs, and they got plans, and they got
pie charts.
They got everything. They you take off to the right, you go to the left, you cover from the side. They got this all figured out. And then, of course, Monday rolls around, the headaches are rolling in, and they don't do a damn thing. The check bounces on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, lights start getting shut down at different places. And
and
it's
of
like
course, the phrase gets uttered.
There's like,
what happened? How did this happen?
Yeah, and they go, how dare they do this? We had good intentions. That was the whole thing.
Did they actually
You
say
can't-
that?
Well, you can't judge me on what I did. It's what I wanted to do, which I think was funny.
I wanted to pay for the item. I just didn't have the money.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, I would have paid. If I'd had the money, I'd have paid.
That
It's like,
reminds me.
wow.
Well, there are some people, and I know, Dune, you're fond of the say. There's some people you can't help.
For some you can't help it.
And here's an example of another one of these people that you can't help. I was working at a bank, and there was this guy. Now I worked for one of these small local banks, which means that if you overdraw your account, you'll get a phone call from us that morning, and you get to 12 o'clock to come in and cover it without any fees or anything. That's a pretty damn good service.
It is good service.
That is, most banks don't do that, but some small community banks will give you the courtesy of a phone call letting you know, we need you to come and cover this, or we're going to deny this, and you're going to get charged. And so there was this one younger guy. I want to call him a kid. I wanted to call him a kid, and I was in my 20s when I was working at this bank. He must have been in his teens or whatever, and he was always overdrawn, and he's always coming in to cover, or he couldn't cover. He'd come in and to make a withdrawal. He's like, "Do I have anything I can withdraw?" It's like, "Well, you got 5, but do you have any outstanding checks?" "Yeah, no, it's fine. I'll take the 5." And so at some point he's coming in paying fees. He's overdrawn, cover fees so much. At some point, someone says, "Well, you really should get overdraft protection on your account." And the way overdraft protection worked at this bank was that you basically were approved for a line of credit, and that your account was allowed to go into the negative to the amount that which would automatically open up a loan for the amount that you overdrew, which would then get put in your checking account, and they would just charge you whatever the interest is for a loan until you pay it back. It's a pretty good deal. And so he sat down with the loan officer, filled out the overdraft protection, which is similar to a loan application, and they basically said, "Well, we'll give you $200," which is a low amount to get for overdraft protection at this bank. But what he heard is, "I can overdraw my account by $200."
Oh God, yes.
And so he immediately went and cashed a $200 check that day and treated it like his personal line of credit. And then he overdrew past that again and kept getting the fees. It's like, that's not how. And I try to hint him, he's like, "Oh man, I could just borrow that $200 right now." I'm like, "Well, that's really not how it's supposed to work, because now it doesn't protect you." But I know, but I need to borrow $200.
What the fuck?
Oh man, you know what? I'm guessing that guy. This is I could have fixed this. This is how you fix it right here.
Hey, Moose, Rocco, help the judge find his checkbook, will you?
That's how you take. That's how you take care of that. That's how you take care of that.
Wow.
I was just like, "Oh God, you can't help this guy. There's no helping this guy," because I knew all we did was gave him more debt. That's all we did. We didn't give him a safety net. We gave him more debt. That's all we did. It was so frustrating to watch that unfold.
And then they're shocked.
Yeah.
But why?
He's like, "What happened?"
There's no helping those people. There really isn't. They have to learn on their own.
Nope. No, you're exactly right. I had a friend I grew up with that would balance his checkbook, write his checks. He'd go to the ATM 2 days later, and hey, there's an extra $300 in there. Bonus! I better go ahead and use that. And of course,
you can't fix stupid.
No.
Yeah, you can't. You can't. That guy for the longest time always used cash, put it in envelopes, and went and got those, what are those called, MoneyGram things or whatever.
But you know what? As a person, I don't want to use my mental disability as a cop-out, but I do have a very similar idea of what happens with a person like that. I don't have a real good comprehension of bills and the way money works. And so I do have bills, but my mom does take care of my bank account and everything, and my Social Security.
Yeah, you got to do with what works, and that's what it was with him too. It's the same way. I think in his case, he could easily talk himself out of doing the right thing. That's what his deal was. He'd get to the point where the part of himself was played by himself, and then he'd have this conversation, and the next thing you know, and then you beat yourself up the next day. But the good thing is you realize that. You realize that and fix it, which you've obviously done. So
I mean, there's a lot of that.
In his case too, that's what he did. He went on a cash. He started living his life by cash. Fix the problem.
I mean, there's some people that can't handle having a credit card because the thought is, I could pay that back later. Oh, I could pay that back later. Oh, I could pay. You gotta, know what your means are.
No. They don't look at it that way.
The credit card lets you go beyond your means.
The money is available. They're just saying the money is available and they use it. Period. They're not thinking about the future at all.
Well, I'm not talking about. We've gone beyond checking accounts to money in general now. And then when you add the credit card with the credit cards will easily give you a higher credit limit than what your means are, and that's you got to have the discipline to handle that.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm still learning the discipline of everything. Like I really do struggle each month.
Yeah.
Of trying to discipline myself. Just getting through the month on my Social Security check because like I'm trying to handle everything, just normal things. It is difficult.
What you're doing that more people need to do is you're recognizing your struggles and you're working at that. Whereas there are people that just, God, these people keep on attacking me. Why?
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's somebody else's fault.
Yeah. Like, how dare you get mad at me for taking money from you and giving you nothing?
No, dude, I get mad at myself.
What do you want me to do about it? I don't have the money. I can't give it back to you. What are you gonna do about it, huh?
Hey, where we were going with this? Did you ever reach out to that guy in California the last time you were in California, or his family?
Well, there were two.
I may have asked you this before. I think
there were
like this came up a few years ago.
Well, there are two endings to this story. For a little recap, and I'll
give a recap.
I'll give the Reader's Digest version of this. Some dude listed a $300 plus $200 shipping quadraphonic mixing board on eBay. I was drunk off my ass. Gothard was drunk off his ass. We're talking, and Gothard goes, "Dude, you should totally buy that." I'm like, dude, I think I will. And
what? No, we're talking 15 plus years ago, probably, or what, 10, 15 years ago?
This would have been like 2003.
Okay, but I'm just saying, a lot of money.
A lot of money. $300 plus $200 for shipping. And I send the payment, and this is before eBay had the level of protections that they had. It was kind of we just the middleman. You all sort that shit out. Mm-hmm. And basically, I never got the board. At some point, I was dealing with the guy's wife, who was like, the guy's wife, the poor guy's wife, honestly didn't know how the hell to deal with shipping this thing, because it's a huge, big ass thing that you got to build a crate for that's getting shipped from California to Maine. So the husband,
probably the truth about the matter, $200 probably wouldn't even have covered it anyway. But anyway,
that was the problem, because anyone she went to try to hire to ship it basically was quoting her more than $500 to ship this thing. And my response to them was, we had a deal that you ship it for $200. That's your problem. You find a way to get it here. I kept up my end of the deal. And they never even, now they could have offered a refund. At some point I started asking for a refund, and basically it's like, well, we had to buy the Christmas gifts for the kids, and we have colds this week, and I'm dealing with that. And once again, she's giving me that attitude that
that money was gone. Gone. Yeah.
The thing is that she's not even the one that created the situation. So okay, I get you being a little bitchy about the people that are looking for the money that your husband made. So the husband shows up at some point. Someone gets in touch with him, gets his phone number, gives me his phone number, and he's Mr. I'm your best friend. Here's what happened. I left town. I left the eBay business with my wife, and she just fucked it all up. And she messed everything up, and now I got to clean up this mess. Look, I get paid next Tuesday. I got a tax refund check coming in at the end of the month, and I'm just going to give you your refund. I'm just going to straight give you your money back, and we'll be all good.
That's the guy on the back porch, man.
Yeah, it's the guy in the back porch.
It's the guy in the back porch.
And I think at some point I heard someone in the background going, "Dude, beer's here." Yeah, gotta go. And
Yeah.
$500 worth of beer. They just pulled the truck right up, and there was my money. So basically the guy disappeared, and then the guy started giving me attitude. Like, dude, one of his lines of defense was, "You're talking to a disabled guy who has no money, so much so that my federal student loan was written off, which never happens." And it's like, dude.
Yes, it does.
It's like, dude, I ain't the federal government. I ain't writing off this. I never saw a dime of that. I never did. At some point, I managed to guilt the wife into giving me her phone number, and I got on the phone with her. She didn't really want to talk to me, but it was because she was scared because, like, what are the legal ramifications to talk to these people that my, husband stole from, or ex-husband stole from? At this point, they got a divorce.
But she's the one physically that has this thing, right?
She might have physically had it. She wasn't sure. I got on the phone. I eventually guilted her into giving me her number. I gave her a call, and she's like, "Where are you at?" I'm like, "I'm in Maine." She's like, "Could you get to Brunswick?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can get to Brunswick. You can get to the border of Brunswick, I can get to Brunswick." She's like, "I got relatives in Brunswick. I have some boards in storage that are his. I'll have to take a look at what I have. I'll see what I can do." Of course, I don't know how she's still the matter of getting the board from California to Brunswick in Maine. Brunswick, Maine, not Brunswick, Canada. That never happened. I never heard from her again. But then at some point, I found his MySpace account some years later, and I'm in California. And this is where, Dune, I think you were egging me on to pursue this because you wanted me to mount it to the wall like a piece of art. I think
I think so. Because
at this point, I had no use for a 16-channel quadraphonic mixing board.
No, it's not if you could have it right now, you'd take it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'd take it.
Sure you would.
So I basically reach out to the guy through MySpace. I'm like, "Hey, dude, I think you owe me money." And he replied back going, "Who the hell are you?" Which is the appropriate response to something like that. And I explained, "You sold me a mixing board on eBay. I sent you $500. You never sent me anything." He's like, "Oh, that was back when I was a meth head. I've just got out of rehab and I'm getting my life back together. I don't have any money I can send you, but maybe I have the board." And then I never heard from him again. But I didn't work hard to pursue that at that point because it was not worth my time to get a huge...
sadly enough...
Where would I have put it in that apartment?
It doesn't matter. Sadly, it was probably in a damn storage auction or storage something, and
it
probably got gone anyway. But
it probably got 304 sold.
But it would be great if somehow that just popped back up in your life.
It was probably on a lost episode of Storage Wars.
Right in the box next to the whale.
It'd be fun to have somebody say, "Listen, by the way, somebody just out of the blue calls you up. They've been saved. We're going to ship this to you now." That would be great.
That would be amusing.
In Maine.
We're going to ship it to Maine. We got the address. Hey, Oak Island.
Oak Island.
Yeah. We're going to throw it in the money pit.
Does Seth still own that property?
Seth's family still does. I think.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
I think they're Well, I know they're renting the trailer. I don't know if they've rented out
Grammy's house.
I don't know. Well, Grammy's house they were redoing because that house wasn't insulated, so that was awful for winter. But I don't know if they've finished it yet and are renting it out yet, or I think the plan is Grammy's house is more in town than the house that Seth's parents live in. So as Seth's parents get older, if they need to be closer to town, they might need to move into Grammy's house. but they don't want to do that until they have to. So that's more long-term plans.
That's good. That brings back memories. I think of all the speakers in the ceiling.
Well,
wasn't there like a squeaky dryer or something like that?
Yes, that dryer got replaced.
Okay,
that was. But yeah, the trailer's still there and being rented out to someone. Someone's living in that trailer. The speakers in the ceiling. That was great fun. Those are awful speakers. It came with an 8-track.
Is there glitter on the ceiling?
No.
Could have been.
No, it was some kind of a one of those, like, what is it, popcorn pattern type ceiling type things,
Oh God.
Yeah. Well, it was that 70s trailer. It had ugly carpet that we ripped out and put in the kind of that lock in place wood slat type of flooring. What was funny was, you see, Seth's mom, she does professional painting, and wallpapering. She's very good at it. So we basically got to pick a color that we want our room to be, and she'd buy the paint and paint the rooms. And professionals that paint rooms, they tend to recommend or gravitate towards light, subdued, subtle coloring for rooms. I'm not that type of guy. If I want a room to be a color, I want to see it. I don't want that, nice eggshell with a little hint of...
Johnny's got to let his Latino out, baby.
You remember the color of that room. I had a webcam in that room. That room was blue. That was
dark blue. It was like a navy blue. Yeah.
Bright aquamarine blue. I pointed to a chip. I said, I want that. She's like, are you sure? And I didn't pick up the hesitation. I'm like, yeah, of course I'm sure. And she painted the room. And I come home from the bank to their house, and she's like, "Oh, we painted your room today." And I said, "Oh, great! How'd it come out?" It's very blue.
Purple.
All she would say is, "It's very blue."
It's very blue.
Because she didn't like it. She would have never picked it. But she wasn't going to say anything bad about it. But all she would say is, "It's very blue." And I got to the trailer. I'm like, "Oh, I love it. This is great." And she's like, "Yeah, it's very, very blue. It's very blue." That's all she ever said about it.
The thing today what happens, they painted the same color as your couch, that chroma key green. that's what people do. They paint their whole freaking rooms that color.
Oh man, if I wish I could do this again.
Yeah, that's the way people do it nowadays. Lots of lights and chroma key green.
I don't think she would have.
I don't think it's called chroma key green, but whatever that. Green
I'm sure they have a chroma key green.
I don't think she would have ever.
Maybe it is called that.
I don't think she'd ever agree to paint any room that color. I think that's just.
If there was a reason.
I'm a chameleon.
Seth went with the light, subdued lime green. A very kind of a pale light green, and I went with the aquamarine, in your face blue. It's blue. I love that room.
Somebody to this day is going like, "What the hell happened in here?"
Oh, when I moved out, they repainted it yellow.
Oh, why would that have a 9 coats to cover that bad boy?
Seth's mom's a professional. She knows how to cover that shit. She got that right covered up and taken care of.
Yeah.
She's like, she was already planning it. She was like, when that asshole leaves, I know exactly how to take care of this bitch.
No, she likes me. She just didn't like my color choice.
Exactly.
But I think about 5 minutes when I was out, phone rings like, hello? Yeah, Seth, what color you want that room now? Yeah.
Yeah, she could sleep. She can sleep one more day.
Although Seth almost didn't survive my move out of the trailer, because Seth helped me move.
Heat FM Mod says that her room has the popcorn ceiling and also was light blue.
Yeah. Oh, nice. But
light blue, not Johnny Blue.
But Seth helped me move my stuff to Connecticut, where it was packed up into pods, and so he had a very old moving van that he was using for his work, and it was very old, and it still ran, and so we loaded the van up.
Very old.
Well, when he got it back and he had the van, brought in for inspection, they found that there was some linkage or something that was about to give out that would have been catastrophic on the highway. So he got, he's like, "Whoa, I just drove that down to Connecticut and back." It's like, yeah, you got lucky. You got lucky there. So, he nearly died in a horrific highway accident movie by Stuff. We can laugh about it because he didn't. You know?
He didn't. That's true.
Yeah.
Is he still doing the audio video stuff?
No, he's doing the body massage stuff. No, that's not a joke.
That's all I got.
He
I don't know what else.
he wanted to go into body massage, masseuse. He took classes for it.
I ain't hating.
No. I've been offered the free massage. I've not taken the free. Kristen has. She can tell you about it. But I was not. No, I'm sure he would have been very professional. I'm sure he would have been fine. But I'm just. It's kind of weird having your friend.
You never know. Maybe he likes bears.
I'm thinking as long as you don't walk in the room.
Believe me, he likes bears. But
as long as you don't hear this when you walk in.
No,
I think you're okay.
No. I would have been fine.
Yeah.
It's just awkward to have a friend massage you. You know.
Come over here. Lie down.
No, venison.
It's creepy when he says it.
Dude.
Yeah.
You can stop.
Creepy.
Damn it, venison. Why?
Which starts with a symbol. This would be more venisons.
Oh no, not this kind of movie. Venison starring in Sticky Stuff.
That's right. Got to put that poster ain't going on the wall by itself.
Have you guys ever heard of the cum box?
Ooh.
What?
Ooh,
Cum box.
I didn't hear that. I'm sorry. You're breaking up there. We were talking about Oak Island?
No, it's the cum hole. I was talking about the cum box.
Oh, the money pit. That's where you put the cum.
Ooh.
Oh.
Johnny.
Now Heat FMon says no, it's not. It was not Johnny Blue. And then Heat FMon said that's how I felt when a lady massaged me in a dark room and told me to get naked.
Oh.
Some of the best movies start that way.
Yes, they do.
Anyways, the cum box.
The cum box. No, the kumquats.
No, not kumquats.
Kumquats. Kumquats. You're talking about kumquats.
Cum box. Look up the cum box. Look up the cum box.
I'm not looking up the cum box.
Is that box or bot? B-O-T.
B-O-X.
Okay.
Box.
I know all about boxes.
It was brought up on Reddit.
Now here's the thing. We talk about a corrugated box.
As an AKA Dick N.A.?
No, it's just a box with cum in it.
One. You cut a hole in the box. Step two.
It was worse when I looked at her. When I actually watched her say it. It really oobed me out.
Aren't you glad he called in here?
I'm so glad.
Oh, dude, your facial expressions were fucking awesome, man.
It was.
Step
It was like,
3, get her to open the box.
Right.
Step 4, come all over that box.
But there's a story behind it.
No.
You have a story about a cum box. Okay, Lulu. Who does this involve? Just to start with, before I decide if I want to hear this or not.
No, you have to read it. My browser isn't working right now. You have to read it.
Lulu, do you know what happened last time I read a story you sent me a link to?
Well, you just look it up. Reddit cum box.
Last time you sent me a link, it was a story about maggots. I wish everyone could have seen the look on dude's face.
Guess who sent it to her?
And dude, that's not the worst part of the story. It was I was so disturbed by this story. I actually petitioned to my local representative to have my show taken off the internet because it was not appropriate.
You type in Reddit cum box.
Would it be self?
Reddit cum box. Okay, all right. What is the cum box story? Out of the loop Reddit. Okay. So there was this guy on 4chan who decided he was going to come in an empty shoe box he had, and then he kept doing it for months over and over until it started to harden and mold. There's pics out there. I'm not going to find them for you. Oh no, there's a link.
Like, dude, it's forever. Come on. Those ones and zeros can be burned in your computer forever.
Well, it is exactly what it sounds like. It's a shoebox, or at least once was, and whenever I masturbate, I come into it. I've had it for 2 or 3 years now, I think. So it has a fair amount of cum. It smells atrocious. I tried to burn it once. When I lit on fire, it was too damp due to the cum that simply sizzled. It didn't manage to actually light up. Turns out burning cum smells awful, so I had to spray it with a deodorant body spray just to get the old smell of burnt cum away. It also has some drenched paper stuck to it. That's pretty much it. Because people are asking, my greatest shape. Oh my god, there's links to a picture of this. Edit to, a lot of people asking me why. Well, I'm apparently a rather disturbed individual, but it just kind of happened. Bought new shoes, needed someplace to come, used the box. It just escalated from there. Kept using it each time, telling myself I'd throw it out soon. Never did. 2 or 3 years later, I still have it. It wasn't planned or anything. Just happened. Edit 3. Fuck, this really exploded. 20,000 views of my cum box. Did not expect this. Edit 4. I often get PM'd about updates or current status of the box, generally a few a week. So I may as well update this post if anyone even gets linked here anymore. Current status, I have created life. Mold has begun to grow in the box and has taken over a fair amount. Smells a bit worse, mainly due to a damper apartment, so it does not dry as fast, hence the reason why the mold has begun. New picture. I will never be rid of my need for it. I hate and love the box, just as I hate and love myself.
And why are we listening to this story?
Lulu. This is Lulu's fault.
Please don't let there be a Skype number or anything. Please, no Skype number.
Okay. Imager requires me to sign in to look at the picture of this, so unfortunately,
you would.
I'm not signing up for.
It's gonna sign up Lulu.
I thought the cream of mushroom soup was bad.
Now imagine Venison's cum wall.
Well, that's what kept the posters on the wall, isn't it?
The idea of mold and stuff on his wall and the dampness.
So
of
you've
his
seen
wall.
pictures of this.
I've seen pictures of the cum box.
Okay, I'm doing a Google Images search now just to see if. Okay.
Why?
Okay, all right. That's kind of disgusting looking. I don't know
There
if that's
still is no unsee button.
It's about what you'd expect. It's it's a corrugated box with stains on it that spread quite a bit. And parts have turned black. It's nothing spectacular.
It's black mold. It's going to kill you.
I've seen grosser things. It's pretty much what you'd expect cum on a corrugated board to look like.
You would look up these things. I should have you look up Frogman.
I will say that the quality of the corrugated box is a bit substandard. That is clearly not a Tharco box.
Well, that's only the best boxes.
Hi, Dune.
I'm just trying to figure out what color to paint my walls.
Blue.
Purple.
No, I like the color of what they are right now.
Cum colored.
Nobody likes you, Venison.
we took a poll.
We took a poll.
Numbers came back not
unanimous.
good.
That's right.
But on that note, it is it's that time again. We
No,
really
it's not. You were late getting on here.
whatever. I'm done.
It's already late getting on.
How can we top the cum box? Once you've discussed the cum box, there's nowhere to go from here. So we may as well just quit while we're ahead.
Well, not to mention Johnny also knows that Ray Rachel's coming on. So.
Yeah, and I got heck, it feels like it's 11 o'clock right now, don't it?
It does.
I realize I'm talking to people that are not in my time zone, but
Right.
It feels late anyways.
yeah, it feels
So.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
You just want to go check out the rest of the website.
You know what I think my problem is? I think my problem is I don't have a backup plan anymore. I used to, when I was a 2-machine show, I used to be able to half-ass it with one machine. So I think I actually need to go back to having a second machine that I can
Yes, you
do a
do.
show from. And that way I could just, well, fuck this. I'm going to go over here.
Yeah, I got a laptop I can send you.
Is it a Dell?
That would make for a great show.
Tell me about this laptop, dude.
Remember the one we talked about, the brand new one I got that takes an hour to boot up, and that one, that laptop.
Oh my God! Hey, you want to send it over? See what I can do with it. I don't think it's worth the shipping though.
It was yeah, it's a Woot buy. Sometimes it's like a grab bag. You get they tell you you could have, you're going to get a laptop, and it's going to be somewhere between this and this. And for me, it was this, not the that or this. It was the absolute lowest end. No, it's terrible. It's so terrible.
They had 500 of the low end ones and 2 of the high end one. They said you got to get one of these.
Yeah, it was true.
And you look at that and you think, wow, that's like a 50-50 chance there. And no, it's not.
So I figure I got screwed on that. Surely my Indiegogo thing's going to go off without a hitch. There, just like that.
So, Dune, how much do you travel for business lately? For the job.
Still quite a bit. Probably.
Are you going to the East Coast where you can just bring it?
You know what? Actually, I will be. I'll be in the East Coast quite a bit in the next coming years.
Where in the East Coast are you going to be?
Oh, all over.
Well, we know you're going to go visit the Big Butt, but I don't know.
No, I actually hope I don't have to go there anymore. Which, by the way, do you know that emoji got taken off of Apple? I heard.
The peach?
The peach was removed, as was the one that looked like a wiener.
The eggplant?
The eggplant, yes. Wow, you were quick with that.
Dude, I know what's up.
He likes those massages.
Dude, everyone knows peach and eggplant is butt and dick.
You're right, because they wanted to get rid of it, I was told.
Why do they want to get rid of that? That's people communicate. People were using them.
I know. I'm with you. I get it. I get it. It's just a peach. Sometimes a peach is just a peach.
No, peach is a butt.
Okay.
Dude, when you're a kid,
this is why we can't have nice things.
Dude, when you're a kid, you take a peach out of the fridge. Don't tell me you didn't notice the first time you eat a peach that it looks like a butt. Every kid sees that. Every kid's like, wow, that looks like a butt crack. And they think they were the first one to figure that out. Every kid was the first.
Because nobody mentions it.
I just love the peach.
That's the thing. Kids use emojis.
Yeah.
You don't want the kids to I don't know. I need to smoke more of this. Maybe then I'll figure out something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So one of these days, boy, either retire or the Powerball, one of the two. Either way, there's some.
Yeah, you gotta.
There's some tokens you can happen.
When are you gonna get that Powerball winning ticket? We've been waiting on this.
I'll fix all your computer problems then.
Yeah.
We'll get you all hooked up.
No, that's only gonna add to my problems. No, I don't know what I mean, like you saw this. Once I got it working, this setup's stable. This Delta is not as unstable as the 1010. This thing's pretty solid.
Yeah, once we connected, it hasn't crashed at all.
Yeah, but it blew up 5 minutes before the show starts, and it seems like anything will blow up 5 minutes before a show from time to time, and I don't have a solid plan B anymore.
Maybe it's the motherboard.
Well, I think I'm out of computers to send you.
Well, how could it be the motherboard? This is the one that Vamp recommended. Oh.
Wah, wah, wah.
Mr. Gullible strikes again.
Anyways, we are going to raid Ray Rachel and see what she's painting.
She hasn't actually gone on yet. She's still in her splash screen.
Okay. All right. Well, we got to talk a little more anyways.
Talk a little more.
So, because we do try to be educational here.
We do.
I think we've all learned a lot of things here. I know I have. But let's, go around the room and like we normally do. And Dune, what have you learned here tonight?
I've learned that there is zero chance that if I ever go buy a pair of shoes, I will bring the box home. Zero chance.
We have ruined shoe boxes for you.
Those are coming out of the box. Wow, that's a bad choice of words.
Step one, take it out of the box.
Take the shoes out of the box.
Hey, Dune, better yet, wear the shoes out of the store.
I could do that.
And leave the box behind for somebody else to use.
Yes. There you go. I like that. That works.
And leave your email address on the box so they can send pics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Brian, what have you learned?
Well, trying to learn more things about Oak Island.
You have fun with that. Lulu, what have you learned?
I've learned that you, Johnny, you're gullible.
Well, I'm not.
You're just learning that now?
Okay, she is.
Okay, well, how else would you explain my doing this show with you for as long as I have?
Because you listen to Vamp on a fucking motherboard.
Well, to be fair, Vamp makes good money working on computers.
Yeah, but he's fucking Vamp.
Well,
and this is NHB.
Yeah. Well, before that, I was buying what Rico told me to buy, but Rico don't talk to me no more, and I have a feeling Rico would tell me, yeah, you should buy the ASRock motherboard.
Yeah.
How is Rico these days? You talk to Rico, Dune, right?
I haven't. No, I haven't.
Oh.
I just, other than just the occasional tweet, that's about it.
One of these days, everything's going to stop working, and we're going to see the obit in the... like,
not going to happen.
Damn.
I don't want to have to get a new sticker.
A new sticker. Oh,
yeah, she could see it.
Well, we can still call ourselves NHB.
I want to get a new sticker.
Anyways, Venison, what have you learned?
Well, I've learned that you are insufferable to sleep with. The touching bit, it's still bothering me a bit. And two, I think I found a way I can make some money here. Between a couple people. Yeah, between a couple
involving a box.
People pay good money for that, you know.
Yeah. I think I know who. Anyway.
Well,
that's true.
There's always the sock story. But anyways, moving right along.
Let's see if Johnny remembers how to rate anybody.
I've learned that socks are better than boxes.
Yeah, when it can walk by himself.
I'd like to see him try throwing that box through the washing machine and then using it again.
True.
Sock, on the other hand, run through the washing machine, come out of the dryer nice and fluffy and warm, and that's how socks work.
Of course, you got a clocked washing machine now.
There you go.
The worst. Well, you ever have one of those moments where you almost said something that you would have really regretted and you didn't, and you'd like, thank God.
Yeah, I do it several times every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
Between
Yes.
6 to 8.
6 to 8 on the Dude and Bob
That's
show.
right,
No, well,
that's
well, you know, I did a special load of socks. This is back when I was living at the trailer, and you know, I threw them in the dryer.
Special.
Special load of the special socks. The socks that the cat would every now and then come prancing out in the middle of the living room with and start playing with right in front of us, and and then. And then after one evening of Gothard realizing what attracted the cats when they raided his tissues in the trash can, he's like, "What's up with your socks there, Gators?" And
they keep trying to run away from the cat.
And that's when he figured out what was going on when the cat would come proudly prancing out with a sock in its mouth, and I would grab the sock and throw it back in the room and close the door. And so I love the look on Lulu's face right now. Lulu, you brought us the cum box. You're gonna hear this, and you're gonna like this. And so I threw.
No!
And so I threw the.
No!
Every now and then I would round. You know, if the socks.
Fuck you!
If the socks were getting about as stiff as that box, I would have to throw them in the washing machine and run them through a few. You know, and then I'd throw them in the dryer, and they dry up, and they'd be good for another round. And so one day I come out after doing my special, and it's just us bachelors living in the trailer. So, you know, Gothard and I, we know what's up. We're not shy. And so I was going to say, as I took them out of the dryer, fresh, clean cum rags. And I censored myself that day. So I took them out of the dryer, and I said, fresh, clean, and I decided to just say rags. And I looked up, and there was Seth's dad. And then, like, I'm like... Oh, thank God I didn't say what I was. Like, oh my! I would have been mortified if I said fresh, clean cum rags and looked up and there's
just like that.
So I was able to get by with they're rags.
Would have said.
I do some dusting and some cleaning and some polishing and some waxing and some.
Such a good boy.
Yeah, he did polishing all right.
Yeah, yeah.
I am not a merry man.
Yeah, that's what I have learned is we got to stop inviting Murphy to the show. You know, I usually invite anyone who wants to co-host onto the show, but that Murphy dude, he got to go. He got to go.
What? Well, he never is invited.
No,
he just shows up.
Well, we need to get someone to keep him out of here. We got to get someone to guard the door. No Murphys.
What?
Murphy's Law.
Yeah.
Even I got that one.
Thank you.
No regrets.
Anyways, we're gonna is Ray Rachel painting yet?
She's on.
All right, we're gonna go take it on over and watch Ray Rachel paint. So thank you everyone for listening and good night.
Paint all over a new body. Oh, cum rag in the box.
Oh God, no.